The following program is intended for mature audiences.
In this episode of the Truth Be Told podcast, we talk about Sonny Digital creating his own producer union. Who's going to be the better Roc Nation artist? Will it be J. Cole or will it be Vic Mensa? And we review some new albums from Meek Mill, Tyler the Creator, and Big Pun's son, Chris Rivers.
Now, are you ready for some artistic ignorance from Barry Ross and Infidel Castro?
You're now listening to the Truth Be Told podcast from Trillmatic.com. Trillmatic.com.
Welcome back to the Truth Be Told. It's your partner, Riffa, and your boy, Big UU.
That's right. It's Truth Be Told podcast hosted by Trillmatic.com. Know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about?
That's right. We back at it once again. Episode 75. I feel like we should have did like a big
75er. It's like the 75th anniversary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. We should do something. You know what I'm saying?
We
should have brought some hoes through.
Should we start over?
Yeah. No, right? No. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody that's joining us again for another week of this artistic ignorance.
Oh, we can celebrate. I'm lighting a blunt.
That's right. Shree's gonna light his blunt like he does
every episode, anyways.
Right. Let's hope we don't get too blazed. You know what I'm saying? You're ruining the brand, Riffa.
You call me Riffa.
I know, right?
Ruining the brand,
right. But yeah, man. Shout out to the Deezus and Mero, by the way. Real talk though, man. Yes, we are back with some new news and new reviews and
to get everything we've done. You know what I'm saying? Catch us on YouTube.
That's right.
Catch us on fucking
iTunes,
Google Play.
You
know, all the others.
That's right. Tune in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we're all on all those little apps. We're on most podcast apps.
Yeah,
so
if you can look for a podcast, you can look us up. Right.
We're the next hip hop podcast on to come up.
The next big thing.
Right. You can always check out every episode on trillmatic.com/truthbetold. You can find everything there. Straight up.
You should go over there and check out all the other ones, because if you're new to this, we got some good content for you.
Definitely. And trillmatic.com is just kind of a hip hop site that I started. So there's a lot of indie artists out there. You know, y'all should go check out. So just take a little bit of time sometimes and go through trillmatic.com. Take a couple of listens. You might find something that you like. You know,
you ain't never heard before.
Definitely something you might not have heard before. I try to find some obscure artists. There's some major artists that I try to put on there, but there's a lot of obscure, you know, artists that you probably never ever heard of.
You never would hear it unless you go to trillmatic.com.
Right. So, you know.
So give it a look.
Right. Straight up. What has been going on in your week, bro?
Man.
You know, there's a lot that's been happening this week, man. There's a lot that's been going on. We got OJ. We got OJ coming out of, we got OJ possibly getting out of prison soon. We got R. Kelly over here having cults of women. Usher is out here paying out women not to tell anybody he has hurt. Yeah, man, it's just real wild, man. You know, Donald Trump is out here wild. It's been wild. You know what I'm saying? San Diego Comic-Con, we'll get into some of those trailers that we seen near the end of the podcast. We'll talk about that
later.
Definitely, man. But what's been going on in your week, bro?
First off, have some car problems. Probably gonna have to get me a new starter.
I'm getting a new whip too, dog. Because my car's having some issues too. It's time for the upgrade.
It's that time. Well, I'm not getting an upgrade. I'm just gonna upgrade my starter.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna upgrade, man. I'm probably gonna get something a little nicer. You know what I'm saying? Try to get a little Bentley or something. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm balling like that. I'm not really balling.
Maybe Bentley. You gotta get the 300.
Right. That's why I gotta get the 300. Bentley Jr.
logo on there.
Right.
You see people do.
Yeah.
That. On top of that, you know what I'm saying? Went out to Austin yesterday.
ATX, baby.
You know what I'm saying? You'll hear this. It'll be 2 days ago if you're listening. I was in Austin. You know what I'm saying? Me, my bro, my niece, and my girl. We went canoeing. You know what I'm saying? Hit the water.
I seen the videos on Facebook. Yeah. I didn't get on Facebook that day. I know there was a couple of Facebook Live videos and shit. I watched them later. Like, it was like probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, they was really out here canoeing and shit.
Yeah, I'm out there doing that, and we're swimming a little bit. And then we hit up 6th Street, go get something to eat, go check out, just the scenery, take a walk through the city.
Right.
My niece wanted to go see it and everything, and then, we come out of the store, and there's this guy out there trying to talk to my niece, like this homeless dude. And
for those of you that don't know that's never been to Austin,
man,
the homeless in Austin is like next level.
it's a lot.
There's a lot of homeless people out in Austin.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I've been to other cities that are larger and they don't have this many homeless people.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
Right.
But yeah, he's like trying to say something to my niece, and I'm trying to avoid any issues. We're out on the town and everything, so I'm just like, just keep moving. Don't even pay attention. Keep moving. And she's like, all right. So she keeps looking back, and I'm like, don't even look back. Just keep moving. So we're all walking, and then we're about half a block down, almost a block down or something. This fool starts yelling. He's like, fuck y'all, fuck you, and he's just yelling some shit random. My brother looked back and he's like, is he talking to us? Because he heard him saying something, but he didn't realize he was talking to his daughter and shit, my niece. And so we're just keeping it moving. He looked back, and then he just sees the dude like putting his hands up and just talking shit. We're like, what the fuck? So we just kept walking, and we get to the street where you gotta wait for the light to change so you could walk. And he's kind of walking towards us, and then he ends up stopping at a store, a little shop, a little food stand. So we're thinking, okay, he ain't coming over. He ain't talking about shit. And then he comes out, looks back, and he kind of sees us, so he starts walking towards us again. I'm like, okay. So me and Eli, we getting ready. Off the top, I'm just already getting a stance, got my hand clenched. I'm already like, what's this fool about to do? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Run up and get done up.
Straight up. And this fool comes up, and I'm feeling my adrenaline start pumping right now. I'm talking about it and shit. And this fool comes up, and then he like walks around my brother, and my brother kind of watching him walk around him and shit. My brother's like, he tells me later, like, I was ready to throw an elbow, like duck a shot if he's throwing one. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm watching, just
stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, baby.
And at that point, when he walked up, you know what I'm saying, and he kind of stopped there, and he looks at us, and he's like, "What's up?" And at that point, it's just like, I visualized like that out of body experience. And my brother said he had the same one at that same point. I mean, we're damn near 3 years apart, but we're almost like twins when it comes to how we think and shit. And I went through the whole scene of me right there, just two-piecing his ass up and just just whooping his ass. You know what I'm saying? And my brother said he saw the same thing happen. He said, if you would have done it, I would have whooped his ass with you. Because the way he comes up there and he just says like, "What's up?" And we're like, we don't say nothing, and we're thinking that like about whooping his ass, but then it really got to the next level when this fool was like, "Get away from her, get the fuck away from her, leave her alone." And he's yelling, and my brother's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "This is my daughter." It's like, and he had my brother, you know what I'm saying, when he came over there, my brother put his daughter between, you know what I'm saying, and to paint a picture, she's 9.
Right.
she's young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously it's not like the best scene for a kid, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing happening. You're walking through the city. We ain't taking her to clubs and shit like that. So we just having to walk through the city, go find a restaurant to go eat and shit. And this fool comes in, he's doing all this shit. And my niece starts getting scared. And my brother, like, what the fuck, what's your problem, my shit? And I'm over there like, dude, you need to back the fuck up. And he started yelling and like swinging all like he's shadow boxing a real fight, like he's in a real fight though, not like just shadow boxing, like he's acting like he's fighting someone in a sense already because he's swinging with all his might, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, "I'll fuck y'all up," backing up into the street, "Come find me out here." And we're like, what the fuck? And we're like, "We'll whoop your ass." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you really testing 2 people?
Right. And
first off, you're over here endangering my niece, and my brother's thinking his daughter, and my girlfriend's out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, I'm ready to fuck you up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right. Like, you coming anywhere? My brother was like, "You fucking touch my daughter, I'll fucking kill you." Right. And as he said, he pulled out his fucking knife. Like, he's like, "I will fucking kill you if you fucking touch my daughter." Because this fool's like telling us to get away from her. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are you? Like, what are you on?
She's on
Are
some
you
shit.
schizophrenic? Are you hallucinating?
He's wild.
Are you just drunk?
Right.
many possibilities.
He's an Austinite.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Austin, but y'all like to say keep Austin weird, and y'all doing some weird shit right now.
Man, that was some weird shit, because that fool he was talking shit. We were over there talking shit to him, just thinking the whole time, like, if this fool swings at me, not just swinging in the air, but if he comes near me with the arms reaching, pulls one of those swings, I'm whooping his ass. My brother's feeling the same way. He's saying the same thing. He's like, you come over here and you do that, like, at me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
So, what happened next at this point?
At this point, then, he fucking, he set down his food. He had like a bag, like a to-go bag that someone probably gave him, oh, here's some food or some shit. He had it down.
I ate that shit?
My brother picked that shit up and threw it in the fucking street and was like, there goes your fucking food. Now get the fuck away from us. Like,
oh, shit.
And that dude went over there, grabbed it.
Scraped it up off the ground.
Picked it up, and it was in a bag still, so he went, and then he kind of walked across the street, still talking shit, and so we're talking shit. And then this fool throws the bag at us while we're not looking, we're over here looking at each other like, what the fuck? And he throws the bag, and, I jump up, but it kind of like skids and like hits my shoe a little bit, and kind of hits our shoes, and that alone.
Motherfucking J's.
Man, that alone, I mean, the moral of this story really is the restraint of that we were shown, because we were ready to fucking whoop his ass.
Right.
Many opportunities, many things he did that would be, like something that would get your ass whooped.
Right.
And this fool, you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to avoid the issue. We're grown men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course, man. I mean,
And this fool, like, he's pushing it. He does that, and I'm just thinking, this motherfucker and everything. And then, he kind of runs back up on us and shit a little bit, trying to come forward. But this time, me and my brother, like, fuck this shit. Like, what's up? So we start walking towards him, and his whole expression kind of changed. Like, his face, the way he looked. Like, he went from having that mad face, like, I'm about to fuck you up. What's up, motherfucker?
Maybe
to all of a sudden his eyes were wide open, and he was, like, nervous and scared, like, I'm about to get my ass whooped. Like, starts backing up. And then, all of a sudden, he was back. He goes to the middle of the street, and he starts talking shit. And I'm talking about in the middle of a four-way intersection. Right. Cars honking at him, all this shit. He's causing a fucking big scene. People around are just laughing and looking at him like, the fuck is... We're over there
normal like, Austin shit.
Yeah, we're like, who the fuck is it? And... the moral of the story, he ended up walking away, and we're like, good, because there may have been a body in Austin, you know what I'm saying, that they had to scrape off, because that fool was pushing his luck, you know what I'm saying. Like, later on, me and my brother talked about it, and we're like, I told him, I was like, man, my younger self was very disappointed in me, like, because just him talking to her the first time when I said, oh, don't pay attention, just keep walking, I could have just said something then and made it scene then and then just whoop his ass. Right. When he tried to talk back.
I think that this is more, this situation is, you don't want to have a kid around with some shit like that.
That's just crazy. But it's weird.
I think this says a lot more about Austin and its homeless community, you know what I'm saying? Because it's very prevalent out there. And it's deep, you know what I'm saying?
And they let the homeless, like, hang around 6th Street.
Run freely and rampantly, you know what I'm saying?
Around 6th Street, where that's a known place for tourists and other people.
Right. People out there getting drunk, you know what I'm saying? And, it's all kind of shit that's liable to happen with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, they should probably get that under control a little bit. I know there's probably been in talks out there in the city and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But, things get a little dangerous with shit like that going on, you know what I'm saying?
Like, there's other kids out there and everything, and I'm thinking this dude wants to make a scene, you know what I'm saying, with the people who have children with him. That's what's weird. And then just the way he was talking, it's like, get away from her, leave her alone. It's like, dude, we're not kidnapping her. She's with us. Right. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's wild, because, like, police come over here like, hey, we know him. That's Jim. That's our bum. Yeah. You, on the other hand, let's see some ID.
Yeah, who are you?
Right.
She could have happened like that. I mean, I'm just over there thinking, like, man, this motherfucker, like, is lucky. Like, he's really genuinely lucky that we gave him that pass.
So listen, Austin, people that live in Austin, y'all gotta clean up some of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? People don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm not saying this. The whole of Austin is like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that needs to be like addressed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let's see,
on a major scale. And
if shit would have went down, like, not knowing is what was more scary. Like, not knowing what he's on, not knowing what's going on with him, what's his thinking process, if he has a weapon on him. You know what I'm saying?
So, if he is on drugs, He could have been on bath salts.
It would have ended up.
He could have overpowered.
It would have ended up being a fucking a tag team. Me and him would have whooped his ass. We would have jumped his ass.
I know, man.
I ain't about that shit. Me and my brother, we ain't about jumping, but that dude would have caught that because the way he was acting, not knowing. Shit, he
might have been powered up though, man.
He probably would have got. He
probably would have got
nice, bro.
He probably been like, "This is my 7th stabbing this week. I'm high off bath salts. I don't even feel pain."
This.
Right.
I got Wolverine's healing factor.
Right.
What the fuck?
Right. No. Nah, man, but glad y'all didn't get into no shit. Yeah. Y'all definitely would have probably been in a jail cell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. Kyle would have probably seen the whole. Everyone. We had a lot of witnesses. How that dude was acting. We got a kid with us. It's like, dude.
Do you think the police give a fuck about that kind of shit?
Like protecting, like what would you do? Just protecting my fucking my niece and my brother. Like I'm protecting my daughter. We don't know what the hell this dude's on, what he's gonna do. Because all it takes is for this dude. Me and my brother were talking about. All it takes is while we're talking and arguing, he just makes a quick move with a blade that we didn't see, and he just stabs her. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then you can do anything you want to him, kill him, whoop his ass, do whatever, but it don't matter. He already did the damage. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
I'd rather take a charge. Me and my brother were like, we'd rather take a charge of fucking his ass up, getting assault or whatever. I wouldn't give a fuck. Then something else could have happened that could have been way worse. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that charge. If it depends on, if the other scenario is my niece getting stabbed or hurt. Right. Of course. Grabbed, yanked, anything. Yeah. Like, just put his hand on her. Like, I'd rather take a charge. You know what I'm saying? That's love. That's family right there.
I mean, shout out to y'all for making sure that nothing really happened, man, and not letting it go too far. Yeah. But
scared at the same time, at the end of the day.
Yeah. At the same time, though, Austin, y'all really got to look into this. You know what I'm saying? Straight up,
it's ridiculous.
Right. Your boy. Yeah. Beat making producer, baby boy.
What?
Mr. Sonny Digital.
Oh,
one of my
that's my boy.
Yeah, that's my boy too.
That's my boy.
Yeah. he's a for those of y'all don't know, Mr. Sonny Digital is a producer. He has dropped some artist. He's an artist too. He's dropped some hot tracks.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if he's behind some of your favorite songs. You know what I'm saying?
You won't even know.
Yeah, you probably won't even know. He actually recently was the producer behind the beats for the XXL Freshmen. Mm-hmm. And recently, I would say probably about a week or two ago, he came out and stated that there needs to be a producer union because a lot of producers are kind of getting fucked over in the fray. This is true.
It's very true.
It's very true. Just recently, I was reading an article about the guy who produced the "Pull Up with the Stick." Yeah. Let it hit, which is actually kind of a hot song. Yeah. It's a young producer who, you know what I'm saying, basically got talked out of making any residuals off the song and giving the exclusive rights up to it. He probably got a nice little check in the beginning, but not nowhere near as much as what the song's probably making right now, because that's a hot song right now. Yeah. And he just kind of, broke it down. And when I read that article, I think it was a DJ Booth article, by the way. And when I read it, I was like, yo, this is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Not because of, like what happened, but because there's a lot of people out there that don't really have knowledge on the game. It's a young guy. There's a lot of young producers out there that are popping.
Yeah.
And they don't really get any recognition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm all about producers.
Right.
I take that into consideration when I review shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything. Like, if I give a higher rating than people might think, it might actually be because I'm also giving credit to the producer because I did like the production.
That's true. And
I can't just knock that out the way because they deserve the respect that they're trying to get.
Right.
And I've been looking at that since the beginning. I've stated it before on episodes where it was like the production was good and that's why I'm giving it this score.
Right.
And he's touching on that, like I've been saying it myself, like producers all the time get the short end of the stick because their name isn't affiliated with when the artist comes out and it has the title of their track.
Right.
You don't usually see the produced by.
Right.
You don't see that, so people just, when they hear the track, they relate it to that artist.
To the artist, right.
They don't relate it to the producer.
To the producer.
And that might be the part of the track they like the most.
Right.
Is the beat, man. He got some dope ass beat, man. His beat is dope.
I mean, that's literally half of, sometimes 75% of what makes the song
hot.
What it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of it's the beat.
Right. So I agree with Sonny Digital on this.
Definitely.
And just recent, and let's be real, man, like the new young producer game, there's a lot of little producers out there, and a lot of them are making decent to dope ass beats.
Yeah.
All the time. You know what I'm saying? I literally watched a video on YouTube of a dude that took a bunch of people's ad-libs. He kind of, did some effects on the ad-libs and made beats out of everybody's ad-libs, like Travis Scott and all these, and he made a whole beat out of just ad-libs. You know what I'm saying? Like he turned somebody's vocals into a snare and somebody else's into, like a horn. Like he made these sounds out of people's vocals. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, we didn't really have, of course there were people that did that, like Timbaland did shit similar to that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Before or whatever. But, like the youth, they're killing it right now when it comes to beats. Even if you don't like a lot of these rappers these days, you can't knock these beats.
That's what I'm saying. That, like, when I've reviewed someone, I'm like, I ain't really like the rap and I ain't like the artist, but I was like, but them beats went hard. The beats went hard. I love them beats.
But do we need a producer union?
For them?
Right.
If I was a producer, I'd be saying yes.
Right.
I'm not a producer.
Right.
And I still say yes because I know, I can listen to, I'd rather listen to an instrumental album, like just a album full of beats.
Right.
Well, that's interesting than some of these artists.
That's interesting that you say that because there are a lot more producers now that are putting out their own albums,
instrumental albums,
based around their beats, and maybe there's a couple little vocals in there, here and there, or whatever. But people like Knowledge or Flying Lotus, or you see a lot more of that happening now. You know what I'm saying? Which I think producers should do more of that because you're an artist in your own right. Yeah, exactly. You may not play all these instruments. Some of them do play their instruments. You know what I'm saying? But you're actually building a sound. Mm-hmm. The production is an art itself. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So if you're a producer out there, I think you should definitely take that route. You know what I'm saying? And make your own shit, build your own name that way. Mm-hmm. That way you don't get stepped on. Another thing too that I see some of the producers doing, and I've actually stated this before me being an artist myself, is that some producers should do projects with artists. Do a whole project with an artist, and that will help build your name too.
Just one, yeah.
Right, because I know there's producers out there, like let's be real, they'll have like 20 beats, and they send the same 20 beats to every fucking body. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which I get it. You want to get on, you want to get your shit popping or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody spit a line on it,
right? But what happens when you got 5 people that want the same beat or whatever? You know what I'm saying? And you cause issues with artists too. Mm-hmm. The same thing happens. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't know. Another thing too. I have some. I don't want to say we shouldn't do a producer union, but I think too that producers got to also look at some of the artists. Yeah, there's some artists that blow up big off of these producers' beats. You know what I'm saying? But there's even more artists out there that they don't have enough money to buy a beat. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And some of these beats are fucking high as shit. And you got to think about this as an artist if you're trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, all artists put on these fronts like they got all this money and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about the things that you got to pay for a beat. You got to pay for the studio time. You got to pay for the video. You got to pay for the models that's in the shit. You got to pay for the artwork for the song. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that goes on in there. So I think that if you got
paying a lot
of money, man. Not even that. You got the promotion and the marketing and then radio play and then PR, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that goes on with the artist, you know what I'm saying?
Producers just need to come up with like a contract that they put out with artists.
They do, some of them do.
Well, they should all do it because if the ones that do it probably be like, we don't need a union because I know what I'm doing.
Right,
I'm handling it, the business behind it a little bit better than others that aren't, and are possibly the ones that are getting dicked.
Right,
because there's no paperwork saying that I owe you money.
Right. I think too that there's some people that, you never know what song's gonna pop the fuck off.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know who you can make a beat and then like
give it to someone random and just think
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So nobody, and then this motherfucker blows up off this shit.
Of that track.
You know what I'm saying?
Your beat.
Right. Yeah.
That hurts.
It does hurt, but it does hurt.
That hurts.
And you know what else hurts the most too is when people take the upfront money and don't think about the residuals afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, you got to think about that.
You got to work that into the contract.
Right.
You got to like, if you were to make it with this track type shit, you know what I'm saying? With this instrumental, like I get residuals off of it. I guess a percentage shit like that. If the artist wants to beat that bad,
right,
they probably be down with it. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, there's some people that don't really only come out the woodworks when somebody makes a lot of money. There's been times where an artist, will get maybe a singer to do some vocals on the track. And they'll be like, yeah, I'll take $500, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. No. The song blows the fuck up and this motherfucker makes $10 million off the song. And now you feel like
500, like my 500 ain't nothing compared to what
right. I should at least got $1 million of that. Well, it doesn't work like that because you took the 500 up front.
And you already got it.
Yeah. It's like
they paid
you for
it's
whatever.
Theirs now.
Yeah. So,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta think about those kind of things.
Yeah. If you want recognition from it, you put that in the fine print.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you're selling a beat type shit, That's how you gotta work that. You gotta work in business and behind that shit too. Kind of like the artist trying to work in business and deals with the labels and shit like that. My agent, my manager, we're working a deal out. Getting shit right because we're having problems with my album and our contract. Gotta do that shit as a producer too. Because I mean, like you said, it's an art.
Right.
You're making music, not vocally. You're doing it with the music.
Right.
You're essentially needed for those vocals.
Right. I think that one thing that producers and artists should do is do more of the collaborations where this particular artist works with this particular producer just for this particular project. Split the money 50-50, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And go about it like that. I think that works for the artist. You know what I'm saying? And it works for the producer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You work with different artists, you get different sounds, you know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Yeah. Look at Metro Boomin, he's popping right now doing that.
It's all over.
All over. You know what I'm saying?
On all types of mixtape. Big artists, underground artists, everywhere.
Right. So, hey.
That's how you gotta work it, man.
You gotta work it.
You gotta get in. You gotta get in. And
maybe we'll get that producer union pretty soon. We'll see how it rolls. Roc Nation is
the boys.
The Rock Boys in the building tonight. If y'all don't know, Roc Nation is a label that's owned by Jay-Z. He signed a couple artists to it. Most notably, is probably his biggest artist. I'm not sure if Rihanna's on Roc Nation. She will probably be the biggest. But hip hop wise, J. Cole is the biggest artist that's on there. Now, a year or two ago, he also signed Vic Mensa to Roc Nation. And there's a lot of talk about whether or not, and we actually read an article from Yo on DJ Booth. So actually a really in-depth article about where
the
rise of both these artists, if Vic Mensa is going to have the same sort of success as J. Cole in a nutshell.
And how they're so different.
Yeah, they're different. And they are different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But as far as what you see from this and what you know about Vic, I know you don't know too much about Vic Mensa, but from what you do know, do you see Vic Mensa having the same sort of success, even though some of the parallels are the same as far as their come up? Do you feel like he's going to end up having the same level of success that J. Cole has?
Really, it really does come down to like the marketing and if you can produce a hit,
right?
Like if you can get a hit that really,
resonates.
Yeah, resonates with everyone. That I mean, you got fucking memes with it in the background. Not memes, but you got this video.
That shit works.
Just shit like that. When you get a song that happens, and then they make voiceover videos of it. Like other people doing shit, dance or whatever. That's when you really made it. In a sense, like you pretty much, you've done it, but you got to keep it going. You can't just sit on that and think, "Oh, I've done it." No, you gotta produce,
right?
Make more shit. But
which I think Vic Mensa has the ability to do.
He does have it, but it really does. It does fall on Roc Nation how they really put him out there. Like I think they can't really. They kind of got to be a little free with him. They got to let him do what he's doing.
I think they are trying to be free with him, but he's running across certain roadblocks. I think just like Yo was saying in the article, he's running up against some of the same roadblocks that J. Cole was running up against.
Yeah.
He had the big song that he had with Kanye, the You Mad.
But it
was a big song, but not really a big song. You know what I'm saying? It should have been bigger than
it really should have.
What it was.
It was a good song. I liked it.
I liked it too.
I liked it.
I thought it was catchy. I thought it had,
and I came across it like by mistake. I'm over there. It was in my downloading days.
Right. You seen Kanye West and you're like, yeah, let me download that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's exactly what happened because that's Yeezy.
Right.
I want to hear what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
You know, it's always interesting. So he's one of those artists that you kind of like, what's he talking about now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I downloaded it and then I was just like, this shit's dope.
It had a lot of potential to be like a big song, but it just didn't really,
it just didn't take off.
Just didn't really catch it like it should have been.
It didn't have the, I don't know if it was bad timing with other, like, it just was, it didn't have the push that I think it needed. It needed a little more push behind it.
So you think that was more Roc Nation's fault?
Like,
well, I mean, what else push do you need besides Kanye West?
Well, you would think that, but I came across it by accident, by chance. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way
they played it. I remember it being on the radio. I remember it being in places. I remember it doing numbers in places. You know what I'm saying? But it just didn't really take from with everybody. Or maybe Vic Mensa isn't that great of an artist.
Yeah, maybe they just weren't. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe it was bad timing. Maybe there was just someone else that was shining too bright at that moment. That it's like, we heard this. It's good, but you're not him. You know, or you're not.
Who was shining? Was it Drake?
Possibly was.
Probably Drake. He was just
possibly was.
And you in your hotline bling. And they was like, we ain't fucking with Vic Mensa right now.
I'm hotline blinging.
Right. Blinging out to the hotline. I mean, I don't know, man. I really want to see what's going to happen with Vic Mensa. You know, J. Cole had his rough patch in the beginning where it was, it's hard. When you got artists that are conscious, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard to market them on a major scale. Yeah. This shit's hard. Even, like I said, even J. Cole went through that rough patch.
I mean, the difference is that he does have a following. You know, like they're saying. He has
Cole?
No, like Mensa going into this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, his following, this is the thing though. His following is, you know, I don't want to say finicky, you know what I'm saying? But the following that he had prior to him signing to Roc Nation and the following that he has now is probably two different, completely different audiences. You know what I'm saying?
Almost completely two different artists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On that note, that's why.
Right.
I mean, he was completely, I mean, we talked about it on another episode. It's like if you go back and listen to his early shit, it's completely different.
It's completely different than what it is now.
I mean, this is a product of becoming
a major
artist.
For those y'all don't know, y'all just heard Vic. You probably started listening to Vic Mensa since You Mad came out. Go listen to Down on My Luck and then be like, holy, it's two different people.
Yeah.
It's two completely different people.
It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. Like, I was one of because I mean, I remember you showed it to me and when I saw it, I was like,
yeah.
The fuck happened?
And that Vic Mensa, to me, was a doper artist. You know what I'm saying? Just because the way I seen him going was more of I would say kind of the sound of, you know, like I think he could have did like some like, you know, some next level major shit in a major way without having to change anything. You know what I'm saying? Whereas this Vic Mensa is more, you know, he's more he caters more to the major artists. Yeah, which those people, those fans are like some of the most fickle fans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't please those motherfuckers.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
They're never happy.
Right. They're always moving on to the next thing all the time.
I mean, with the dramatic change from how he was and where he is now, it's like, it almost feels like there was a dramatic tragedy that happened that he just was like, fuck it.
Right.
You know, and like,
just go all out.
I got shit to get off my chest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm tired of talking about this. I got something else to say.
So you think that was Vic Mensa? That was the Vic Mensa in a shell.
It could have been
like he's bloomed into who he's supposed to be.
I mean, isn't that essentially what artists do when they first come in? They're kind of trying to find themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's what he was doing, and he did this. It wasn't what we were working for him, so he's like, I need to change up my style a little bit because it wasn't going to the next level. So he's like, change my style. And I mean, or when did he change it dramatically immediately when he got with Roc Nation? Is that when it just all of a sudden
I think it was gradual?
If it was gradual, then he just finding himself probably.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably what it is. And then
still a young dude
to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
did J. Cole really go through that?
It didn't seem like he kind of was right where he was, and he didn't grow into that. He just was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, I mean, completely different. Like that's why it's interesting because it's like completely different upcomings to where they are, and completely different artists. Like, I mean,
you would think though that
spit, like,
right,
what he's spitting about and what he's spitting about,
right, right. And this is the sound of everything.
Yeah.
But you know, Vic Mensa to me has more a potential to be like a major artist based on his sound.
Yeah.
Whereas Cole has kind of downplayed all of that, and he just focused on what he feels. You know what I'm saying? Like who he is, right? Whereas I feel like Vic Mensa
has a lot more room to grow.
I would say room to grow. I feel like he has the ability to be bigger than J. Cole. I just don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he could potentially be like the face of Roc Nation hip hop. if he gets to that level. Right. You know, if he gets where he's saying, he could essentially be where it's like Roc Nation can be like, okay, this is what we wanted. Because they haven't, it's not really like solidified as like J. Cole's our face, you know what I'm saying? Right. For Roc Nation. So maybe they're. I don't think he really wants, I don't think J. Cole wants to be the face of anything except J. Cole. The people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I think he's focused on. And I feel like Vic Mensa is kind of focused on the people too. But, you know, he's also stepping into that the different approach. It's a different world, man. Listen, y'all can spit your raps underground all y'all want to, man. When you get on a major level, man, and you get into the music business, it's about making money. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? So how are you going to make the money? And you have to decide those things at the beginning of your career. Do I want to be somebody that's a part of the industry, or do I want to be somebody that's not a part of the industry? And I feel like J. Cole was struggling, even though he probably didn't want to be a part of the industry in the beginning. Yeah. He was trying to take that route. He figured out his balance, and then he went back to, you know what I'm saying, not being a part of the industry. Whereas, you know, Vic Mensa, you know, it seems like he's ready to be a part of the industry, you know what I'm saying, and take that on, you know what I mean? But it's still kind of a struggle just figuring all that out. And you know, he's about to drop an album in probably a week or two, so we're really going to get to see what the hell it is with Vic Mensa and what he's got in store for everybody. Because I want Vic Mensa to win, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Yeah. We'll have to see about that, definitely. I mean, it's something that you can always say only time will tell. Only time will tell. Ain't none of us going to know until it happens.
Right. And shout out to Yo from DJ Booth for writing that article.
That was a great article.
Yeah. I mean, Yo. Yo is one of my favorite writers, hip hop writers.
Great topic. Yeah. Great, right. Like, that was good.
Yeah. Your boy. Yeah. Slow down, Bizoy.
Oh, that's my boy. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Know what I'm talking about?
Originator of the screw music, Bizoy.
Legend.
The king of the South. Based off what Pimp C says. You know what I'm saying? Mr. DJ Screw.
Yeah.
Recently had a birthday. R.I.P. to a legend in Texas. He recently had a birthday. And it kind of got a lot of us in Texas kind of reflecting on
his legacy.
DJ Screw. I actually read an article from Hip Hop DX which touched on his legacy pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And just kind of pretty much what he offered and what he was doing, you know, that a lot of people probably do now that he was doing way back then. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much, I mean, he didn't get to see it before he passed, but he pretty much changed the landscape of rap. Like, he literally added a whole sound to the hip hop culture that's been taken, it's been mixed and changed into different things, but Screw has literally influenced the entire hip hop culture. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In a nutshell.
I mean, he was the foundation behind a lot of the artists that we ended up loving from the South. Like, artists that came up, he was fucking with them first a lot of time. Like, they were on his Screw tapes, freestyling, just fucking around, chilling with, you know, the Screwed Up clique, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those artists came out and became artists. A lot of people like, you know what I'm saying, nationwide, like, they came out and went into the industry, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People heard them, you know what I'm saying?
But it all started some freestyles in his house.
I mean, UGK could be heard, you know what I'm saying? Got freestyles, you know what I'm saying, when they were young over there at Screw House, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the artists, you know what I'm saying? Lil Flip, you know what I'm saying? Zero, you know what I'm saying?
Slim Thug.
Slim Thug was...
No, he was at Swish House. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? He would have fucked with him, I think, eventually. You know what I'm saying?
That would all work out. It would work itself out.
Still. Yeah. You know, Lil Kiki, you know what I'm saying? Pokey, Mo, Hawk, Al D, Screw's brother, you know what I'm saying? whole bunch of people. I mean, ESG. I mean, it's a squad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of those people.
Every person that he's named just now has dropped a classic song.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? That will live on forever.
I'm missing a lot of names.
Right.
PSK 13. I mean, a shitload of people.
Right.
People that people probably don't even know about that. I'm talking about like, who are they? Look them up. They're hip hop legends. You know what I'm saying? Out here. You know what I'm saying? And Screw fucked with all of them. I mean, that's why I call him the king of the South. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, he's the king of the South because he also gave the opportunity to a lot of these people to get out there, you know, be heard, because he was getting his shit out there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit out there.
Right.
He was making guap, you know what I'm saying, selling his shit. You know what I'm saying? Had lines outside his house.
He really had lines outside of his house, man. Like
literally.
Right. I mean, where was that happening at?
Over in Houston.
Right. Houston was on another level, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was a pioneer for what he was doing.
Houston is like, it's like New York is the mecca of hip hop. Houston is like the mecca of Southern hip hop.
Yeah,
to an extent, right? You have Atlanta and you have Houston.
Oh yeah,
but like when you talk about the people that came up out of Texas or out of the South making noise first, I think it was Ghetto Boys. Like they was the ones that came out and was like, This is our story. You know what I'm saying? This
is how the South raps. This is what we have to say.
Everything else kind of fed off of that. You know what I'm saying? Later on throughout the South, and everything changed different regions and shit. But it really kind of started in Texas. That's right, baby, Texas. That's why we run shit, baby.
Don't come back.
Right. All y'all niggas out here talking about y'all trio. Y'all don't even know what trio mean, nigga.
But mean, you ain't real.
Right. But I mean, you know, I just want to say, you know, I wish that Screw was still here just to kind of see. Imagine if Screw was still here.
Man, I can only imagine if he could mixtapes we'd have.
What? Just imagine what because he's already innovator, right?
I mean, he turned down labels. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But imagine Screw now, like he was here now, and he was still in innovate mode. You know what I'm saying? What would he have been doing next?
I can only imagine. Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because he would have moved on. I mean, he would have.
I think he eventually would have been just at the forefront of the Screw music, going on a worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Effect. I mean, people were coming from other places, like other countries,
right? Of course,
to get his shit.
They still
do.
But what's real crazy is I would have liked to have heard the sound that he would have kept on developing. Like the Screw sound and what it would have developed how it
would have perfected it even more better than what I'm saying, if you would have just took it to a different level. Right.
Yeah. So
I can only imagine.
I can only imagine, bro.
I mean, that shit. I mean, shit was great. I've enjoyed Screw music.
There's people that
for a long fucking time.
There's people. Listen, y'all. There's people everybody that's not from Texas, and you're a rapper. You're some sort of artist. All right. Do your album. Make sure that you fucking go get it screwed. Okay? Just go get it screwed by somebody that knows what the shit sound like or whatever.
How to do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't have them chop it up.
Slow it up or whatever. Yeah, don't chop it up. Just have them screw it or whatever. And market it to Texas people. Because there's some people that won't even listen to your fucking music.
Yeah, unless
that shit is screwed. I'm talking about they would screw Jay-Z. And I know people that would never listen to Jay-Z unless he was screwed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Screw did everything. You'd find some crazy shit on a Screw album. You know what I'm saying? That all of a sudden you're like, the fuck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he screwed that. I mean, he did everything.
OG Ron C did it too. At one point, OG Ron C screwed everything.
I'm always like, it's the good old boys. Remember that shit? They screwed that shit and then they freestyled over it.
At one time, he screwed up like all of the fucking like sitcom theme songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've heard that shit. Like, he screwed everything.
Yeah. They went in on that shit.
That shit was actually kind of hard, though.
Yeah, they made it good. They did the PlayStation shit, Swisher House. They did that shit, too.
Right, yeah.
The intro music.
We set trends, baby. You know what I'm saying? We set trends, baby.
But nah. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Screwing, man. You will forever live on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Texas, Houston, they ain't gonna let you die.
Never.
Never. You know
never. And happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy belated birthday. It was July 20th, if y'all don't know. So next year you can mark it on your calendar already and you can celebrate it with him.
Right.
Pour up a deuce. Maybe 4 if you're feeling froggy.
Maybe an 8. Maybe an 8 if you paid.
Oh shit! Nah. and then roll up with a fat blunt and jam some screw.
Right.
You know
speaking of Houston and the sound, it was basically not too long ago. They came out and said Bun B is getting ready to come out with a new album, and he's going to allow Big Crit to be his musical director for the entire album. So he's producing, he's singing on it, he's getting Bun B. He's basically taking direction from Big Crit, which you would consider the new school to an extent. You know what I'm saying, compared to Bun B's generation.
Bun B respect. He even has a Pimp C sound at times. You know what I'm saying, like a style where it's like you knew it's because he jammed the fuck out of Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? When you hear Big Crit, you'll get that feel. You get that UGK feel at times. So it's like it was a matter of time before that shit happened.
You know what though? I'm not gonna lie to you. The very first time I heard Big Crit was on Wiz Khalifa's, I think it was a Cushion OJ mixtape, if I'm not mistaken. He had a feature on there. I think it's called Glass House. Him and Currency, I believe. That was the first time I heard Big Crit, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is all right. You know what I'm saying? And then he came out with his first mixtape. Crit Was Here, and I think I heard Country Shit first. Or I tried to listen to the mixtape and I heard the first 2 songs and I got pissed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, how in the fuck is this nigga gonna try to sound like Pimp C?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? Why? Okay, and I wrote him off. You know what I'm saying? A couple months later, he dropped another video.
Pimp C was still alive?
No, Pimp C had passed. Yeah, he had passed. And so I was like, don't fucking touch.
I don't remember.
Pimp C, you know what I'm saying? This was a wound that was still fresh for Texans.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Stephen A. Smith, you're like, this is disrespectful.
Right? That's how it was.
This is blasphemous.
That's how I reacted to Big Crit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is the Truth Be Told podcast, and I'm telling the truth. A couple months later, I ended up hearing another song, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back and check out his mixtape. And I realized that he wasn't trying to sound like Pimp C. That's just who the fuck influenced him. But then I also heard every part of the South in his music. I heard Outkast. I heard 8 Ball and MJG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I even heard David Banner. I heard, the Texas shit. It was like he just sat down, he just listened to every Southern album ever of all time. I heard 3 6 Mafia in there. It's like he sat down and listened to every Southern album of all time, and that's Big Crit. You know what I'm saying? In a nutshell. I can hear T.I. in that shit.
Oh yeah, you could.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, yo, this nigga, I'm sorry, move over, Tip. We got the new king of the South right here.
He's right here. He is everyone in one.
I think this is what
he's Voltron.
Right.
He's
by your powers combined, I am Big Crit. Right.
That's what it is.
Houston. It's like Houston, Atlanta,
Port Arthur.
Nashville, Memphis 10.
Our powers combined.
Right. New Orleans. He hit them all. I'm just being real, bro. It was literally every part of the South and the shit. You know what I'm saying?
He had everything. He did.
Right. And so it's interesting for Bun B to say, you know what? First off, he's showing love to the youth. I guess some with the youth because Big Crit's like around our age. You know what I'm saying? But to show love and say, I'm gonna let you take this musical direction because you know what? To be honest with you, Pimp C was a lot of the musical direction behind Bun B. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of that. You know what I mean? The country rap tunes. You know what I'm saying? That came from the Pimp C.
Oh yeah.
Big Crit is probably the next best thing to that. So why not? You know what I mean? So
I mean, you keep that going.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Need to.
Right. So I'm interested in hearing how this album's gonna sound.
He said we're gonna get, long time UGK Bun B fans, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get that vintage Bun B, but we're also gonna get some shit that he was like, we ain't gonna be expecting, kinda,
Right. So, he doesn't seem like he's hating on the trap sound.
We might actually get some of that.
Right. And I have no problem with Big Crit including some of the trap sound in his sounds because I feel like why not? You're basically the king of the South, so
I don't mind the trap sound.
I don't mind
the beats are fucking dope.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like shit, I would love to hear a Big Crit and Metro Boomin beat. You know what I'm saying? That shit would probably sound fire.
Dope as fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
Bun B on that motherfucker. What?
Crit doing a sample. I just exposed somebody I know. I just exposed him to the Rhythm Roulette. If y'all haven't watched this, Mass Appeal puts out this series on YouTube. It's called Rhythm Roulette. And basically they'll have like a well-known producer, a somewhat well-known producer. They'll have them go into a record shop blindfolded and they'll just pick 3 records randomly. And then they got to sample from the records and make a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like right there. And they just kind of, little 7, 8, 12 minute video, whatever. And they had Big Crit on there. This motherfucker Big Crit made a dope ass beat. Then he laid down a hook on that shit where he was singing and all this shit. And I was like, God damn, dog, it's a one-man band, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do the whole thing.
Do it all.
Shit. Shout out to Crit though, man.
Crit,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah.
So, I mean, do you think that Bun B though, with his age that he's at,
man,
that, you know, he's a little too old, maybe he should hang it up, you know what I'm saying?
Man, you heard the track?
We did hear a track recently. That shit was fire.
Track, right, that shit, to me, right. If I was giving a review on that track,
right.
that track was a 10.
Bun B is a fucking legend.
And that wasn't just being, I just respect Bun B. That shit, if you listen to the track and his wordplay and what he's saying,
right.
That shit's some real shit.
If y'all really want to be like totally for real, there was the time when Pimp C was in jail and the Free Pimp C campaign.
Mommy put it all on his back.
Bro. And I'm telling you, that run that he had when Pimp C was in jail until about the time that he came out, holy fuck, that little gap in there, it was probably at least a year, bro, where it was just like Bun B was everywhere.
Everything.
He was killing everything. Mixtapes. He was murdering everything, bro. If you wasn't listening to anything during that time, you'll never understand the level that Bun B was at that time. He was on fucking fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At that point, I think he was the king of hip hop at that specific point.
There was a point where Bun B was running the game.
Yeah.
Not major on that level, but there was a point where Bun B ran through everybody's shit and shut it down.
He was being featured all over. I mean, he was fucking, we put it all on his back.
Right.
Put UGK on his back, and then he put Houston on his back, and he's just like, we're gonna do this shit.
Right.
We're gonna make it happen. It was when the South was running shit, and he fucking and he held it down.
He was like one of the reasons why the South started running shit, because he popped up on everybody's shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Legend.
Right.
I mean,
he's a fucking legend, bro.
Everybody knew he was on Big Pimpin'.
Yeah.
He destroyed that.
Right.
Him and Pimp C. Right. Jay-Z as well. That track helped. I mean, UGK talked about this in like an interview one time. They were like, that track alone helped them like with getting out there a lot more than how the labels were helping at that point.
Right.
Like that
they were underground, so
I think they're supposed to have a part 2 or some shit on their album with Jay-Z featured there or some shit.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't happen and shit. Some shit slipped through and label, just bullshit.
Shout out to Hov for seeing the vision.
Fuck yeah.
Hov peeped that out before all y'all niggas.
Yeah, he obviously was listening to Texas music.
He was listening. Hov, if you know Hov is a fan of the culture, because literally he was on Twitter and he shouted out Magnolia, which a lot of people probably fucking don't know. Like you could tell he pays attention to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's probably been like that throughout his whole career because he was a part of it. So he's like, I need to be, you know what I'm saying, in tune with what's going on.
Everything.
Who's hot over here.
Right.
So then I can get their fans.
Right.
I mean, that was strategically well put.
Hell
like
he was hitting every region.
UGK and I'm gonna get Texas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It worked.
Yeah.
People love
the right way. He didn't make a song about Texas or for Texas.
Nah.
He went and made a song and included Texas on the song, which a lot of these artists don't do.
No.
They make a song and they screw up the hook or whatever, and they make a song that's like, I'm getting thrown in Texas. And it's like, all right, that's cool. We like you making our sound or whatever, but put some niggas on the song.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Put some Texas people on there.
Shout out to Hov.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Shout out to Hov. Yeah, he really had that vision. And then UGK, they fucking, since then, they're running shit. Pimp C went to jail.
Right.
Bun B took over. Pimp C came out. They went to
work. Got a Grammy?
Yeah. Got a Grammy, exactly. Went to work.
And before we could really see the full fruits of the labor, Pimp C passed.
Rest in peace, man.
Right at the beginning of that super blow up that they was gonna have. But another thing too, people don't credit Bun B for doing the whole free so and so thing. Like he created a whole campaign.
Yeah.
That shit was everywhere. Free Pimp C was everywhere. If you
free the pimp,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
If you ain't screaming Free Pimp C, then what is you saying?
Exactly.
That was literally the fucking motto, bro. In the South.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Free Pimp C.
Free Pimp C.
Wanted Pimp C home,
right? And now everybody does it now, and it's kind of like overused and overdone now. It's not even. It doesn't have any impact. But nobody was doing that on the level like
Bun B had the whole industry saying Free Pimp C.
Everybody was saying that shit.
He had people that you like. They fuck with each other,
right.
Celebrities and others like Free Pimp C type shit,
right.
It was all over,
right. So, Bun B's a legend of mine.
Yeah, hell
will always be a legend. So regardless if y'all don't think his raps is that dope right now, it don't matter, bro. He had his time. He ran the game, bro.
Just listen to that track he just did.
Your boy. So I was really into that one.
He was.
I used my hand movements.
If there's a video camera here, y'all would have felt that.
Your boy. Yeah, Philadelphia Bizoy. your new coming to Will Smith Bizoy. Meek Millie.
Meek.
That's right, y'all. Meek Mill has dropped his
wins and losses.
Wins and losses. I don't know if it's highly anticipated or long awaited. I'm not really sure on that. But
how do you feel about it?
How do I feel about whether it's long awaited?
Yeah.
I feel like it was definitely anticipated in some eyes because yes, he said some stuff on his mixtapes and all this, but this is his first real album since his whole Drake,
all this
shit's been going on,
everything.
And talking, you know, I'm expecting him to say some shit.
Yeah,
he's got something to say. You know what I mean? Rick Ross executive produced the album, so I know that Rick Ross is steering Meek in the right direction to kind of rise up as a phoenix from the ashes. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen Rick Ross do it with the shit with 50 Cent. Yeah. He came out of that bigger than he was before. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that Rick Ross is kind of directing these things and, you know what I'm saying, and kind of pushing them in the right direction. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm gonna get to see, you know, the phoenix rise from the ashes with Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of felt like he somewhat did a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that he's completely rid himself of all of that because even right now he's going through beefs with the Miami legends like Uncle Luke and Trick Daddy. They're all saying stuff because of some shit he said, online, or he said something. I'm not really sure, something about Florida and all that. And then you got the whole thing that with Safari and Nicki Minaj, and how he realized that when he was going against Drake, he kind of approached the situation in the wrong way.
He'd want to have a talk. He said, right. I wouldn't mind having a sit down, conversation.
I'm sure you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, if they can discuss it like
trying to get back in the wins.
Right. He's trying to get back in the wins. You know what I'm saying? And so, I was expecting a lot from this album. But I would like to hear from what you've heard, what was your take on it? You feel like he's...
I would actually say that it could be a win for him.
Right.
Definitely could be a win for him because, you know what I'm saying, he had some good production on that shit.
He had some really good production.
Yeah, really good production, definitely.
Right.
And he had some good features too. Had some hot tracks. Some good hot tracks, some catchy shit. Not everything. I didn't feel everything. It wasn't a whole playthrough where I would just be like, I'm gonna ride this whole album. It wasn't one of those, but it did have some hot tracks in there that I could connect the dots was dope.
Right.
I like that. Yo Gotti killed it too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the intro. I like how I'm about the intros where it's like I want to see are you trying to hook the fan? You know what I'm saying?
Right, from the beginning.
From the beginning, like are you gonna turn us away? Like, because I hate an album that starts off weak. You need to start off strong, and if you have a track that ain't gonna be stand up against most of them, throw that in the middle somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But start off strong and you better end strong. I don't want to hear your weak shit at the very end too. Like, I don't want to be like, all right, how you gonna end it? And then be like, that shit sucked.
Right.
Like, but he definitely came on strong. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Shit went hard. And I mean, the title track, Wins and Losses. So that needs to be taken into consideration too. Like, if you're going to have a title track, that shit needs to be kind of the epitome of your album. You know what I'm saying? You need basically, you got to make that song go hard because you named it after your album, and he did good on that. He had some good ass tracks, but overall, like I said, it wasn't a playthrough.
It wasn't a playthrough.
Yeah, it wasn't a playthrough album where you can just
ride
it out.
Beginning to end.
Yeah, beginning to end. So, to me, I went ahead and gave him.
Well, let's hold the ratings. Let's hold the ratings till I get what I got to say out. Okay, we'll get a raise at the same time.
He did. Before you say anything though, he was spitting on that shit.
Yeah, no, he has some good rhymes on there.
He did have some good rhymes, and he had some good lines that I was just like, all right, nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm aware that Meek Mill has been through a lot.
Yeah.
Just from the point of him, I remember Meek Mill on the mixtapes when he was just out in Philly and he was just doing that shit.
See, I didn't follow him too much back then.
Well, I mean, I didn't follow him too much, but I heard stuff. I listened to a few of his earlier mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? And
I didn't.
I've heard Meek Mill. I know that Meek Mill is like, Meek Mill built his following based off of, I'm a rhyme and I'm gonna eat everybody in sight. That was Meek Mill in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from Philly and I'm from the hood. That was Meek Mill in a fucking nutshell. You know what I'm saying?
Before his loss.
Before his losses, but. I think also he was saying that what he means by losses is not just
in the rap game.
Not in the rap game, just outside of it. You know what I'm saying? Homies that passed and, you know what I'm saying? Just the ups and downs of,
Yeah, he had some good tracks when it came to that. Like, when it was like reminiscent shit, where he's, talking some real shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He also takes the time to talk to the youth, which a lot of the hood rappers don't really do. He took some time to like teach, you know what I'm saying, about it. And just what he's been dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Even when the whole Beanie Siegel situation, you know what I'm saying, and how that played out, you know what I mean? And it's like, damn, this fool's really dealt with a lot. You know what I'm saying? On a major scale. Right. And just to be some kid from the hood that like came up, you know what I'm saying? And there's definitely some good tracks on here. One of the ones that stood out to me was where he actually did the Jay-Z sample, where they sampled the ending track on the Blueprint, which is really dope that they went back and that they did that. You know what I'm saying? He's also a club rapper, so there's a lot of club tracks on there.
Yeah.
So he's definitely got that on lock, just the kind of baller, club tracks, stuff that if they're gonna play at the strip club, the shit that he did with Quavo, they're gonna play at the strip club. That's a hit. That's a hit. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely a street single, but there's definitely other songs in there that are a little more introspective, like the song "The Young Black America," where he kind of talks to the youth and all that. There's definitely a lot of that on there, man. So. Do I feel like Meek Mill climbed up from the ashes? Yeah, I do feel like he did, but he still got work to do to expand.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Tidal though, the streaming service, because Tidal has all of the album credits in the songs, so I can see who produced what and who's behind some of these songs, who's written some of these songs, which is. That was like probably the best part of like opening up those booklets when we were young. You know what I'm saying? Like reading who produced what, and that's how you keep up with producers. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
But there were songs like his. I didn't know Future was. I would have never known Future produced songs if it wasn't for these album credits. And one of the songs he did produce on one of his album credits. So all in all, man, based on what you heard, what do you give this on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, give it a solid 8.
8?
Yeah.
Hey man, you know what? We kind of on the same page. I give this a solid 8-2.
All right.
For Meek Mill.
Yeah, it's definitely a win, but he does have work.
There's definitely work to do. I think he definitely needs to expand some of his topics.
Yeah.
Definitely needs to speak a little bit more on some of his perils. I know you balling and you got bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you getting money and you got nice cars and all that. That's fine. You know,
you can talk about something different.
Talk about a little, I get it. Music industry, you got to make those. You got to make the type of songs.
You are making music for people that want to just act like, like this song was made for me.
Right, but I can tell he's maturing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Which is a good thing.
That you can tell that everything that's happened to him, he's taken it in, soaked it in,
he's
learned, and he's going from there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right.
He's not gonna let it even hold him back.
Exactly. He's not gonna let it hold him back, and he ain't gonna just be like, all this is happening to me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get in a ball and get in the corner and just be mad and sad.
Right. He's like, nah, this did happen to me. This is making me 100 times stronger.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day,
learn from your mistakes. If there was mistakes you made, because he said that he saw that he was out of control.
Right.
He said that himself. He was like, I was out of control. I was talking shit to people. It was like I didn't need to.
Right.
And it's just like
young and wild.
Yeah. And that's a process in the game. I mean, he's not the first to go through that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some people have folded.
Right.
Some people have folded. Yeah, he's moving forward.
Some people have literally gouged their eyeballs out with a fork. This is a true story. Okay? Yeah. It's a true story. Some people can't handle that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, it's a testament to what he's trying to do. He's trying to stay in the game. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm here.
He's got mouths to feed, man.
Yeah, and he's like,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna.
And you can hear that. Like it's still like a hunger that's in there. You know what I'm saying? That's like, no, like I don't care if y'all try to tear me down and tell me I ain't shit.
Spit me out.
Right. Like I've been through that already. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Meek Mill.
Yeah.
Give that a strong 8.
Yeah.
Solid 8. Your boy. Maybe a gay bizoy.
So you're saying your flower boy.
Your pretty flower boy. Is this your boy?
Man, he killed Goblin, man. He destroyed that.
Okay, so for those of y'all who don't know, we're talking about Mr. Tyler, the Creator. Yes. You know what I'm saying? He's got his new album out, Flower Boy. And I think if you're a fan of hip hop, you've been somewhat exposed to Tyler at some point, and you've liked what Tyler's done. You may not have liked everything that he's done, but you've been exposed, and there's probably something you rocked with from Tyler at some point. You know what I'm saying? He's got his new album out where there's a little bit of controversy going around it, where people are wondering, hey, is he gay or not? You know what I'm saying? Which, if you've listened to Tyler says a lot of wild shit on his songs.
Definitely does.
He was dubbed at one point the Black Eminem. You know what I'm saying? So, is it really weird for him to say some shit like that? But I want to hear your thoughts on Mr. Tyler Creator and what you got to say about this new album.
Man, first and foremost, hardest song on the album. Who That Boy?
Who That Boy? Who That Is?
That beat come in.
Right. Have you seen the video?
I haven't.
The video came. I think the video was like the lead.
Man,
it's a crazy video too.
And it makes sense because the beat comes in a little crazy different, but that's expected from Tyler.
Right.
He has off the wall type shit, a little different. He's always different,
right,
in his shit, and definitely came different on this album, where it's one of those albums where it's like,
right,
like. It has like glimpses of almost like Goblin type shit, like from that first album.
Right.
And then it's like, then he goes to some shit that almost sounds like Childish Gambino's new shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
right.
What the fuck?
It's pretty interesting.
It is interesting for Tyler, the Creator, because it's like this whole concept for this album is like a lighter side of him. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't,
it ain't the raw.
Uncut.
Right.
Tyler. But
some of it's in there though.
But yeah, he does throw it in there. I mean, Who That Boy is definitely that raw and uncut Tyler.
Right.
He went in and that shit. That track went hard. Like I said, and I mean, he came in cold to it, like that forward. I like that shit.
Right.
It was dope. It was dope. You know, where the flower blooms went hard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that first part of the album I was like, hell yeah, like, this shit go hard. I like it. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't no bad. But then when it went to the whole Childish Gambino type feel, I wasn't feeling it for Tyler.
Right, for Tyler.
Yeah, for Tyler.
Right.
I was like, leave that to Childish.
Right.
Leave that to Gambino. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Leave that to him. But, you know, it's just him not wanting to do it. I mean, the title of the album, Flower Boy, lets you know it's not going to be raw. It's not rocks. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's flowers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's softer.
It's definitely a little softer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but there were some good tracks in there, definitely.
But not soft in a way of like a weak ass bitch soft.
Yeah.
It was just a lighter, brighter side to Tyler created than what most people are probably used to.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole take on it is I actually enjoyed this album.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. One of the things, and he's had this on multiple stuff that he's done, he's got a really strong Pharrell sound. Yeah. He's produced a lot of this album. I think he produced every song, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have to go check that. Facts don't matter. We'll have to get Todd. Todd, go check and see that or whatever. But, no, I mean, like, he's produced a lot of that album. You know what I'm saying? And, I enjoyed the production on this. Even from the first song. Like, his beats don't sound like anybody else's beats.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? It's
unique.
It's definitely unique. Does have a Pharrell. I can tell he's influenced by Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? And you hear a lot of that on here, being that this is more of a lighter Tyler. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And you said, you know, the Who That Boy. You know, there's a song on there that I Ain't Got Time. He was originally trying to get Kanye West and Nicki Minaj on there. And I was like, let me hear this song to see what he was talking about. And you know, I could have heard Kanye West. I could hear more Nicki than anybody, but I can also see why
I could hear Kanye on that chorus.
I think he would have been dope on the chorus. I think
he would have been right. Like, if that's all he did on the song, right, I would have understood, because it would have been perfect for him, that chorus.
Of course, yeah.
I ain't got time.
That's definitely a Kanye.
That's a Kanye.
Yeah. That's definitely a Kanye type. I think he probably made that for Kanye.
Yeah.
But then I think Nicki Minaj could have done it some justice, just because one of Nicki Minaj's best verses of all time is her verse on the Monster song, Kanye's Monster.
Yeah.
That's considered one of the best verses, even considered that she upstaged Kanye West and Jay-Z on that song. That's considered that in hip hop. So she would have fit right into this. You know what I'm saying? But I guess but I could also see why they said, you know, I can't really get into this. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what to say, which is what he said that they said. They don't know what to say on this. I can see that too. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I thought it was a good album.
Oh, yeah.
I know that Tyler is definitely a little bit older than he was when he did Goblin.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a little bit older, man. Yeah, he's definitely and I don't really feel like he's gay per se, but I do feel like he's kind of part of this new generation that they don't really give a fuck about your sexual. Right, they don't care about your sexual orientation. They don't care about your skin color.
Yeah,
they don't care about where you're from. It's just like, yo, just be you and be happy with that. And I know that he's a part of that. So when I hear him say shit like that, I know he's speaking for that crowd of people. You know what I'm saying? That don't really care whether or not you're gay or whatever. Some people will look at that and say, nah, fuck that. I get it. I get why you feel that way, but you gotta understand there's a new generation that they don't give a fuck about what kind of clothes you got,
how your haircut
is, if you sound feminine,
what your shoes you're wearing, like,
right? They don't care about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
none of it.
Just because you care about it doesn't mean they have to. You know what I'm saying? So
they really are free from the from the kind of the worrisome of, I hope I look fresh. You know?
Right? They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Where other people be like, man, I got to make sure this looks good. Like, I'll just grab what the fuck I grab. If it goes, I don't give a fuck if it doesn't.
Right. They don't care.
And you know,
there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's actually a better outlook on life than what the fuck we grew up. How we grew up.
Yeah, materialistic type shit. Right. Where it's like, I got to make sure my J's go good with my outfit type.
Right.
Shit.
Like, or you're gay, so you don't fucking matter at all whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get down like that, but at the same time, I'm not going to disrespect you because of your fucking sexual preference or sexual orientation. Who cares at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Why does it matter to anybody else?
It shouldn't matter to anybody else.
Just mind your own fucking business. In the words of Riffa, just mind your own fucking business.
Mind your motherfucking business. Straight up.
Right. So shout out to Tyler for that, man. And all in all, man, what do you give this album, man, on a scale of 1 to 10?
What'd I give it? Give it an 8.5.
Oh, okay.
I did give it 8.5 because I did enjoy it. I mean, there was those few tracks that I was just like, like I said, they were more like, to me, I think Childish Gambino would have did them better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I understand, like, or featuring him at least, and like having him do that type of part.
Right.
Where, I mean, he rapped on it, he spit on it, and it still was good, but the track alone was just like, immediately I felt like,
this is not what you want.
Yeah, it's not what I wanted. But I did enjoy the fucking album, and the other tracks made up for it because, I mean, the production.
The production is nice.
Oh yeah,
it's very nice.
Yeah, they had some great mellow ass fucking beats.
Right.
And then they had those off the wall ones that's just Tyler the Creator.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
You gotta have that craziness where it's
wild
like,
shit.
what the fuck is it? Okay, and then a little bit more comes in, a little more, and then when the beat knocks and hits, you're like, oh shit.
Even that intro song, it was a mellow beat, but it was kind of off the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That it just wasn't. You can't really you can't really recreate that anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go ahead and give this one. I'm gonna give this one a 9.
No.
Like I said, when I heard it, it was very nostalgic to listening to like Pharrell from Pharrell from when I was like in high school coming up, and you know during that era of like I was just frontin'. It was kind of like that feel throughout the album, man. Which I really that song's a classic to me. Yeah. So when I hear that. I mean, I don't even hear Pharrell doing shit like that anymore.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I hear Tyler do it, I'm like,
feel.
Yeah, it has that feel in there, and I really enjoyed that just because it was like, yo, I kind of missed this, and you know what I'm saying? And all the beats were dope beats. Yeah. But I mean, some of the shit he was talking about in the songs, he had some nice lyrics on it. He had bars. He was spitting. Had good wordplay. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. I give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. Shout out to Tyler.
My boy.
Your boy.
Chill.
This is actually your boy for real. Because
I put you onto him pretty much. Oh, you knew about him.
I knew about him, but I just wasn't. I wasn't digging into him because I was like, I'm not trying to hear another. I'm not trying to hear the second coming of Big Punisher. That was my and I'm gonna be told this. Like I said, this Truth Be Told podcast. I just wasn't ready to deal with that, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out here that feels the exact same way. They're like, no, don't even. I'm not even gonna venture down that road. You know what I'm saying? We see what's going on right now with Diddy's son, and even though some of Diddy's son shit is not that bad, people are like, nah, fuck that. It's Diddy's son. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how they treat it. You know what I'm saying? But Chris Rivers.
Oh yeah.
Came out with his album DeLorean. It's about a week and a half old.
Yeah.
Got to it a little bit later, and
had to soak it in.
It's definitely you definitely got to soak that one in.
The wordplay, and I mean,
no. Listen. I wasn't like I said. Sharif was like, yo, you might have heard him, but you need to really, really hear him. This is my first time listening to a whole project from Big Pun's son, Chris Rivers. Okay. And I gotta say, I was highly fucking impressed. You know what I'm saying? I was highly impressed.
Oh yeah.
Only because I grew up off
right. Crowd's going wild.
Right. It's
I put you on.
You kind of put me on, you know what I'm saying? I would say that Big Pun, like, I don't know how old Chris Rivers was when Big Pun came out. You know what I'm saying? But I know I want to say that Chris Rivers probably wasn't even alive yet. Maybe he was. I'm not sure. Maybe if he was like a baby. Okay?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
We have to go look those numbers up. But Big Pun, when he came out, he was to me he's a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Nobody like Big Pun.
No one.
And so we talked about on previous podcasts where you have the young artist that comes up under the father or whatever, and they got big shoes to fill. They got a big shadow they got to fill in. And so when you hear somebody is ill as Big Pun, you hear the son is like, dog, you know you're not gonna be on that level. Just don't even try it. Don't even try it. Okay? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was fucking wrong.
You were completely wrong.
I was completely fucking wrong. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? Shout out to Fernando,
right?
Because he's the one that put me onto him,
right?
Like back, and it's been a while back when he put me onto him, and I was just like, "Oh shit, this fool got some lines!" Like, right. My goodness, like at times he sounds like the second coming of Pun.
He really does.
Like you be like, that sounds like it's Pun. Right. Like holy shit,
the wordplay, the rhyme scheme,
the voice. You know what I'm saying?
Even the voice at times.
Holy shit, at times
he really does sound like Big Pun,
but not always. But
not
times,
enough. Not enough to where you go, stop. Don't sound like Big Pun. It's just enough to let you know that's my father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna get in here and rap, I'm not gonna come with no weak ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't come with no weak ass shit. And I got to give major props to Chris Rivers.
You know, we're gonna have to get like for me putting you onto this before, when we're done talking about this, we got to get your rating first. I know my rating.
Yeah, okay. One thing I got to say though is, I was like, damn man, why does he call his name? Why does he call himself Chris Rivers? Because that Rivers sounds like a last name, right? To my girl, I was telling my girl, I was like, it doesn't make sense. I was like, why does he call himself Chris Rios? And she's like, Rios is Rivers.
Yes.
Rios is Rivers.
People, you can look him up under Chris Rios.
I was like,
I think on YouTube, people are like,
I was like, motherfucker, yeah. Don't be over here throwing double entendres at me and your name. Don't be trying to make bars out of your name, Christopher. All right, this motherfucker hit me with bars in his name.
In his name.
This is some Big Pun shit. He gonna throw some Spanish shit. Don't do this shit.
It shows
dog.
you he is the son of Big Pun.
Right. That's what it shows, right? Like he's thinking on that level just to fuck with you. Just
he has a lot to do. Like when you're the son of a legend, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like an icon legend. Like when you're the son of that, you have to take it there. You have to get there. You can't, or you'll forever live in the shadow.
Right.
He's trying to surpass it. He's trying to just make his name, you know what I'm saying, Chris Rivers, and be his own artist.
Right.
And, you know,
he should definitely be a lot bigger than he is. And I think people are not giving him the opportunity because of the fact that it's Big Pun's son. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And they don't want to get, but I'm telling y'all right now, if that's the case, you're fucking sadly mistaken.
You're fucking up.
You're fucking up.
And you've been fucking up.
You've been fucking up. All right.
Oh my goodness. You need to go back and hear it all because this fool has,
right.
He has a lot of shit to offer, a lot of mixtapes, a lot of pretty much albums that he's done. Like he definitely to me he fits like in the same kind of bubble as like, well, with this album as like Logic, Joyner Lucas, you know what I'm saying? I think he actually has better wordplay than both of them. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he does.
I like the fact that some of his songs, he built them off of some of the old school. He built it off the 90s. Like the song where he put in all the Tupac's songs in the chorus.
Hence DeLorean.
Yeah, DeLorean.
He went back.
He did go back. And I do like the fact that he had and I know I'm like really breaking him down because it's some of his shit that he was doing is really complex.
That's what he does,
right? I gotta give him props. I gotta give him props because I was not expecting
he's a beast.
That level of complexity. He would he had like some of the skits with the alien voice or whatever, and there was one of the skits that was called 1,000 Years. You know what I'm saying? And he's talking to the alien or I don't know what it was, a robot or something, like Siri or something. I mean,
another being.
Yeah, another being or something like that. And the being was like, yo, what you gonna do? How do you think it's gonna be 1,000? How do you think they're gonna see you 1,000 years from now? You know what I'm saying? And he said like, yo, this is the era of people not having nothing to say. They're gonna look at this and say, like, they're gonna look in the 90s and say, you knew what was going on then because everybody had something to say. And now nobody has nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? And which is crazy because at the same time, everybody has everything to say these days. They got all kind of opinions and shit.
And they have every platform to say it on.
They have every platform to say it on. But when it comes to hip hop, it's not there. It's not there like it was back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about this shit like, damn, he makes a lot of sense.
He takes it deep.
Right.
He went in the DeLorean, bro.
Shout out to Christopher Rios Jr., nigga.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Whew. Spit hot fire like Dylon.
Before I get my rating, what do you think of his album in a nutshell?
In a nutshell.
In one word, describe it.
I have to combine 2 words together.
What's the words?
Second coming.
I thought you were about to say artistic ignorance.
Well, you know what? That too.
Yeah,
There's many 2 words you can put together for that.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, artistic ignorance is that as well. But I was gonna say second coming because Big Pun, son, is like pretty much that, the second coming of Big Pun, like how he does it, like how he puts it. I mean, but he is his own. You know what I'm saying? He fucking. I've been a fan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. Oh man, I mean, the way he spitting shit, his fast spitting, he could slow it down for you. I mean, he spits that real shit. He's already known throughout the industry to where he has good features. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had Sheik Luch and Styles P. On there and shit.
I think Fame from MOP.
Yeah. That. Yep. And I mean, he already has known people probably because through his father and
of course.
Obviously.
Who the fuck is not gonna if you are an artist in fucking New York City,
you know,
and you come from the era of Big Pun, and he came to you and said, "Can I get a verse?" and you said no, you ought to be ashamed of your fucking self, dog.
You ain't lying.
You ought to be ashamed of your fucking self.
You
all right,
should be definitely, and it should be on the house as well.
Right.
It shouldn't be no. Yeah, I got you. It's going to be this much. Nah.
It should be completely free. You should be paying him.
Yeah.
It's my whole perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? But I also got to shout out Chris Rivers because I really felt like he was doing this all on his own. And that's one of the things, like, I'm going to go ahead and get my rating. My rating on it is a 9.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. And the only reason it's not more is because I feel like he hasn't really developed his sound fully yet. And I know I'm not saying that that's his fault or whatever. He needs to develop more. It's just that I know that he's directing some of this shit and he's doing it with the best that he has. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he can go further.
Oh, he definitely
can go way further. You know what I'm saying? If he just got a little bit more push behind him, got a little more budget behind him, he can do bigger things. I already know that.
Definitely.
I know that for a fact.
He just ain't. He don't have he don't have that platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's doing it pretty much on his own, and you know what I'm saying, doing probably a lot of the work. You know what I'm saying, and just not on a platform of like being signed to one of the big labels, being pushed out there with videos, and he's not like on that level. Right. And yeah, I mean, I get that shit 9.5. 9.5. 9.5. I get that shit 9.5. Like, and that, the reason he isn't up there is because, and it's not his fault.
It's definitely not
his fault. It's not his fault it's not his fault that he doesn't get that 10 for me.
No.
The reason he doesn't get that 10 is because I know, like you said, once he gets to that point, and gets to that, like, he's out there.
Right.
Like, I believe he's going to be even greater than he is now.
Of course.
Like, so that's why
don't let Chris Rivers get.
I got to give him room. I got to give wiggle room for him to get that 10 because I know he's going to get there. Right. But he just needs that extra.
Don't let Chris Rivers get to the point where he's feeling himself. Right. If you let him get to the point where right now he's still kind of, I can hear the humbleness in him. If you get to the point where I'm pretty sure he feels like he's one of the best rappers. You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? But if you get to the point where you got a million people telling him that, he's gonna fuck y'all up. He's gonna fuck y'all up. I'm telling you,
because he has the potential of being a legend like his father.
He definitely has the potential of being like a top 5 artist. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, yeah, hell yeah.
He should have been on the fucking XXL Freshman.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's who should have been on that shit. Or was he on it? No, he wasn't on it. He was on it. He should be on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that fool. Maybe he'll be on next year. Next year will be way better. Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But if not, maybe for all we know, maybe he was offered and he was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna rap with these guys."
You know what's real crazy? I don't think he would have turned that shit down. No. I think he would have been like, "Bitch, I'm Big Pun son,
and I'm about to,
let me show you fucking
and I'm gonna shut this shit down.
I'm to show shit down.
Oh, he would.
And I'm gonna diss XXL on the freestyle too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna diss all the rappers here. I feel like he would have done it.
He
you know what I'm saying? He could.
And then he could back it up with rapping back and just like That fool got skills.
He's got bars.
That fool got bars.
He's got bars. I mean, he's got wordplay. He's clever.
That is artistic ignorance for real though.
Definitely, man. Shout out to Chris Rivers. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Fern.
There
needs
me
on to fucking Chris Rivers back in the day, because man.
Listen, somebody needs to get behind Chris Rivers. Somebody, listen. I don't know if y'all listen. I'm gonna say it one more time. Somebody needs to get behind Chris Rivers immediately. Okay,
because what the fuck are you doing sitting on
Matter
your
of
ass?
Fact, it should be rocking
that, and you sitting there waiting to be fucking pulled up.
I don't know who it's gonna be.
Fucking diamond in the rough that y'all fucking sitting on.
Right.
Man,
shout out to Chris Rivers.
Yeah, he's a beast.
R.I.P. Big Pun, man.
Rest in peace, Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rivers. Like, when you're a parent, I'm not a parent, but I know parents feel that their children are pretty much their legacy more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Over any of their legacy financially, like business-wise, all that shit. Their children are the legacy that you created them, you know? So, shout out to Big Pun, and the legacy he left behind is keeping him alive, because he's forever in his album shouting out his father, acknowledging his father. You know, he is his son's, you know, his father's son. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's definitely next coming.
So he's gonna have his day. He should have his. If he ain't gonna have it, he fucking should have his day.
So we gonna make sure this nigga have his day, bro. He made a fan out of me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like literally a fan. Like,
made a fan out of him, guys. I've done it myself. He did it to me. I did it to you.
Listen, I'm gonna be. You know, I was gonna be in the.
I know you would. I knew once you heard this whole thing, you would.
I just need to hear the whole project, and I'm actually gonna this week. I'm gonna go back and listen to. Cause I seen a couple of his other ones on Tidal. I'm gonna go back and listen to his other.
You should. He got some cold shit.
I seen like a freestyle or some like way back when he was a little bit younger, and he was on World Star or something. It was on YouTube. I think he was on World Star. He was just spitting some flows or whatever. And at first I was like, nah, man, he sounds too much like Big Pun. I'm not really feeling this. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling it, but now he sounds like he's his own rapper. Yeah. You can tell he picks up from the '90s. So shout out to Chris Rivers.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I loved about it.
Right.
The whole concept.
San Diego Comic-Con went down this past week, and a lot of trailers released. We're not going to talk about every trailer that released, but we'll talk about some of them. Got the crowd track in the background. Boomy and shit. It's like, yeah, all right, fuck y'all. No, but like they came out a lot. We're not going to talk about all the trailers, but we will talk about some of the bigger trailers that popped off, like Thor Ragnarok. Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Ragnarok. Fucking the Justice League.
Cheer.
And a bunch of other shit. So
and some other ones.
There's some other ones in there, but those are the main ones. There's some other
sneak peeks. I mean, didn't they gave a little more for Black Panther, didn't they? Gave a new little.
I think they probably did. I know they definitely.
I think I watched the teaser.
The Infinity War trailer was out there, but it kind of leaked out there. Me and Reef have seen the leaked version.
Yeah.
It's hard to find on the internet. It's definitely hard to find on the internet. But let's talk about this Thor Ragnarok. Okay. One thing I will say about this shit real quick is that this shit looks very Zack Snyderish in this damn trailer. I know there's some Marvel fanboys out there that's like, no, fuck that. Zack Snyder.
How dare you?
Zack Snyder snugs. I get it. You fucking don't like Zack Snyder. You fucking hate DC. I get it. Yes. But let's be real. That trailer looks like
it had dark
300.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Slow
mo and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Maybe DC's, maybe
they're taking a little page out of DC's, but a little bit. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's all right. Competition. You know what I'm saying? But I know Marvel is basically draking the DC right now. You know what I'm saying? Or Facebooking. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Fucking Marvel is Facebook and DC is Snapchat, and they just basically stole some of those ideas. But
they like to see it as borrowed,
right? Bro, it's for everybody.
Who said it's yours?
What do you think about this Thor movie, man? You think this is?
Oh, it's gonna be it's gonna be the best Thor movie, hands down.
Hell yeah!
You can tell.
It looks like it.
You can tell just by the trailers. You can tell it's more exciting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where the other ones were kind of they were good. I like the Thor movies, but they're just kind of a simple superhero movie,
right?
Where it's just your basic storyline. You know And just kind of some parts would drag out, kind of, you know. But I did like it, you know. I like both of them. I mean, because I enjoy watching them and knowing like in the kind of the order and where they fit and how they connect to the next movie in the Marvel universe. Beautifully done. I mean, I like how it's done. And so I enjoy how they kind of put it in there, and then they introduce other Infinity Stones and shit, or Infinity Gems, however you want to call it. You can say it either way,
right?
But
you think it's gonna be? It's
gonna be dope. It's gonna be a dope ass fucking movie because it has Ragnarok and like Planet Hulk, right? Kind of in a sense put together, where it's like the Gladiator type shit. I don't know if it's literally Planet Hulk where they have more than one Hulk. I don't know if it's like that, but
it could be the start of it.
But you never know. Maybe that is what's going on there. I don't know, but it looks very good.
Which recently, I forget the guy who's playing the Hulk. Him and
Mark Ruffalo,
and it was Mark Ruffalo and I think it was. Damn, was it Kevin Feige?
He recently said that we're not going to get a standalone.
We're not. I watched that video. Yeah, I watched that video on Twitter, and it says they're not going to have a Hulk standalone.
That's because the company has the rights,
right? Which kind of fucking sucks. But that's business, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You can borrow him, use the character, but you can't have his own movie.
You can't. That's for us.
So that's where Marvel kind of sneaks it in. It's like, well, then we'll add it into this movie.
Right. They can use them as characters in different things, but they can't put them into right now just because of business.
Yeah, they kind of sneak around and add the storyline, a Hulk storyline that would be in a Hulk movie, in a Thor movie. You know, kind of add it together.
They got Hulk talking and everything.
Hell yeah, he's finally fluent in speaking
in Hulk.
Yeah, and then I mean, because he's taken over for they say 2 years or some shit like that since he left. Like he's stayed the Hulk, so he's been the Hulk for a while, and he finally comes back to Mark Ruffalo, or to Bruce Banner.
Right.
And he's kind of lost, what's going on, because he hasn't been himself.
Right. For a long time, yeah.
Yeah, so the Hulk finally found a way to stay the Hulk.
Catching up.
So
yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. But a lot of people are saying that this was a better trailer than Justice League.
I laugh at that.
Right. I don't think it's a better trailer than Justice League. I think Justice League looks epic. I'm not gonna lie.
I said, Thor Ragnarok looks very good. You know what I'm saying? But the Justice League, it looks great.
It does look great.
Epic.
It does.
Like you said.
I feel like to me it looks epic. It looks like there's gonna be a lot going on.
And it's gonna man.
Listen, I know there's gonna be some Marvel fanboys that hate Justice League just because it's DC or whatever. But listen, y'all gotta stop that shit. You can't sit here and say the shit looks whack. You can't try to nitpick at it. The fucking scene where Aquaman's on top of the fucking
he rides a parademon down through the building,
right?
Like a surfboard.
And he fucking flips his hair,
lands it, and then just hops off and then flicks his hair. So what's next?
Yeah, what's up? Who else I gotta kill?
So
I'm down with it.
Are we done?
That shit was fire to me. I don't care what nobody say.
Man, the whole fucking trailer was fucking dope.
The villain's voice,
Steppenwolf, man.
That voice is
Steppenwolf,
fire.
However you want to say it.
I don't care what nobody fucking says.
I don't care.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit is fucking man. The way he did it, no lanterns. Yeah. No Kryptonian. I can't even imitate it. It was that great.
It was a good voice.
Very good.
Yeah, definitely a good voice to.
Because they're doing a CG character, you know,
right? So you have to focus really on the voice.
Yeah,
do it all.
And
you know what I'm saying? But everybody's gonna be in there, man. Yeah, you know.
That movie
listen,
dope.
the Avengers is cool, but listen, Cyborg, he's black, and I'm down with black right now. So I mean, y'all got Black Panther, but Black Panther is probably gonna definitely be
It's gonna be a dope movie.
A dope movie. I definitely can see that happening, but you know,
Cyborg.
He wasn't on the Avengers, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come through with the Avengers. Cyborg came through with the Justice League, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they got they're doing the Flash right, where him being the comedic
relief.
Comedic relief and bringing the comedic side to everything. They're
doing that right.
Yeah, because
they'll be okay.
That is the Flash. He's supposed to be like that. And any Justice League cartoon, comic, whatever, it's the Flash always making jokes and everything. And then Batman got to check him, or someone got to check him, get him back in line because he's acting too childish, kind of like it's like I'm not used to this shit. I'm running with some fucking superheroes.
Right. I just run fast.
Yeah, that's why he made that's what he made.
At least you know that.
Like, I'm not used to battle. I just push people and then run away.
Right.
I mean, that's him. I mean,
you know, that trailer looks epic, but is it more epic than the Infinity War trailer?
I can't say that it is.
I mean, listen, we've seen a very fuzzy cell phone footage of the trailer.
With the amount of characters that they have in there, and
they built up,
the storyline is going to be,
they built that whole shit up.
That's going to be epic as well.
It's like years and years of work to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? DC's just starting off.
Yeah, but that's the thing. DC's just starting off, and their Justice League, the first Justice League, is already great and looking epic. You know what I'm saying? Looking that way. You know what I'm saying? Through the trailer. And has the potential of being that where, you know, the Avengers movies were great, were good and great, kind of. You know, they were good because it was great to see them all together and everything. But there were some flaws, like especially with Age of Ultron. It was like
definitely flaws in that one.
Weak villain. You know what I'm saying? The way they did his voice and how he acted, like. I mean, I get
it. It probably made it act like it was, but
there are no strings on me.
You can't say you can't be like it sticks to the source material, but then you're cool with fucking Spider-Man with his mechanical suit. I don't want to hear your bullshit. All right, I don't want to hear you like it sticks to the source material. Ultron was supposed to be funny, but then you fucking got Peter Parker with an Iron Man Spider-Man suit. I don't want to hear that shit. Okay. I don't want to hear that shit.
Was that in the comics?
Was that in there?
I don't know.
I don't remember that shit.
I don't know.
Maybe that's a new comic but from what I know,
maybe it's something I don't know.
Maybe I'm not that much of a comic book. I don't know. Maybe maybe there was a comic book that came out and he had that kind of suit. I don't know, but fuck that shit.
All I do know is that it does look fucking epic and great. You know what I'm saying?
All these movies look epic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they all do. But, you know, that's what I'm saying is that, you know, Justice League, I think, is kind of, they went through their rough patch, and I think Wonder Woman, it was like the beginning of like, them kind of getting out of it. And Marvel people might even say Joss Whedon is the reason, you know, like he took over after Zack Snyder, the tragedy that happened. So they're probably going to say that he's the reason. He's going to save Justice League, and if it does well, they're going to say, "Oh, it's because Joss Whedon took over and did some reshoots that made it."
You know, like, even if it does happen, it don't matter.
Zack Snyder, you know what I'm saying, has a vision. He's going to follow it.
I feel
to
like
an extent. He's going to maybe tweak some things.
People seen stuff in the Batman vs Superman, and they had questions to it. I believe that it was supposed to be answered in the Justice League. Mm-hmm. I believe that was his plan all along.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's why like there's plot holes, and you're like, this doesn't make sense. There were some things in Batman vs Superman that didn't make sense,
but you can't expect it to be all said in one movie. You know what I'm saying? Right. If it's going to be a movie that stretches on to the next, it continues. Like, you got to expect some things to be answered later on. Right. And listen, that's immediately what I was saying.
If you say that Batman vs Superman had plot holes that didn't answer questions, but you were okay, you fucking love Prometheus, you're a dickhead. Yeah. Okay? Because there's way too many questions unanswered in Prometheus, so I don't want to hear that bullshit either. Alright?
I just know that Zack Snyder had the whole vision of Batman being that vigilante where he was acting as people were getting killed and everything, but the whole I can tell that his vision was bigger than just him being like that. It was already where people are like, they're gonna lighten him up now because we're saying they should. Nah, they're gonna do that to begin with, right? As part of the story, like where he's dark, but after the tragedy of Superman, I don't know though. He was gonna already lighten up and be like, oh, like. And the whole Martha thing that everyone hated, that was kind of his realization of he's human like me. He's worried about his mother more than his own life. I'm about to kill him. He's worried about his mom.
But see, I don't think that Zack Snyder
he's more human than
lightened the mood. I really don't think he would have lightened the mood because of
Batman. He would have.
I've seen
maybe not the visuals and shit, but I think
even Justice League. I don't think he would have lightened the mood because of they may have had a little bit in there, but you have to think about it. He was doing movies like 300. Yeah. He did movies like Sucker Punch. He did what was the other movie with the superheroes? Like Mr. Manhattan,
Watchmen.
The Watchmen, right?
Yeah, Watchmen.
None of those have like a light mood at all whatsoever.
No. Well, I don't mean like the setting.
He doesn't have a history of. He has a history of a dark, moody kind of film.
Well, it would have been like that still, but I'm saying Batman would have lightened up to where he probably wasn't gonna kill anymore. Like, he wasn't going to take it to that extreme, I think. He was going to pull back. It wasn't about. I'm not talking about the.
Well, I don't think that's what people when they're talking about the it not being lightened up enough. I don't think that's what they're focused on.
No, they're focused on like the scenery and
of it being a fun movie.
Yeah. I'm saying
because at the end of the day,
hated, though, on Batman killing, they're like, "Oh, Batman's not supposed to kill," and this and that. That's what I'm talking about. Right. It's like,
but see, at the end of the day,
there's a storyline behind it.
Warner Brothers and whoever the fuck else, they're trying. At the end of the day, you got to sell merch, you got to sell toys, you got to sell. You know what I'm saying? You have to include everybody into this. You know what I'm saying? Which I respect. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But
that's where you make a lot of your money.
Right. You just have to figure out the balance of what's adult enough and what's kid enough without it pissing off the other. Each side, you know what I'm saying? Marvel has that down pat. You know what I'm saying? They figured out how to bring the whole family out to the movie.
Well, their animation's the same way though. Their animation's more kid friendly. Marvel. Like, more kid friendly.
Definitely,
DC is a lot more adult. Like they have shit that's rated R. They have shit that is just the language to an extent, or just the situations. You know what I'm saying? Where you'll have people making out and shit. It's like
people getting crippled.
And just even sexual. Situations where on the Killing Joke, Batman has sex with Batgirl. You know what I'm saying?
Beating that shit down,
beat it up, and then call her back,
and then was disrespectful,
and then just left her alone. And she called, wouldn't answer, ignored her.
He did. I was like, what a.
And people hated that because they're like, what the fuck? That's Nightwing. That's Nightwing's girl.
When we came out the movie, you probably don't remember this. When we came out of that movie, there was a girl there, and she was so fucking pissed at how they portrayed Batgirl to be like this kind of weak chick that was like running behind this fucking dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She needed him.
Right. She like was upset about like her getting in her emotions and all that. She's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Which I can understand. There's women audiences that they don't want to be seen that.
Exactly.
Some little weak bitch. You know what I'm saying?
But my point is that DC has always gone to, even in their animation, to more an adult.
To more of adult themes.
Yeah, more adult themes and shit. Where Marvel is pretty, for their cartoons animation, it's always kid friendly.
They've had some adult themes in Marvel too, though.
Marvel, but not as drastic. Not
definitely not
R-rated
as drastic,
and shit like that. But and that was more recent for DC to get to R rating. But even before then, they were like almost on the brink where they'd cuss and they'd say things.
Yeah, they have shit like Catwoman like licking fucking Michael Keaton's lips and shit.
Yeah. Shit like that. I mean,
there's definitely some weird shit, but not weird, but like, definitely adult. A little more adult.
Yeah, definitely. But, my point is that that's how they're kind of doing it in the movies. They don't want to be, you don't want to be the same, because if you're the same, then they're going to be like, you're copying us. And it's like, well, we're going to be different. Well, you're being too different. You should follow what we do. And it's it's a lose-lose situation.
So it's definitely a lose-lose, man. Justice League, y'all just got to do what y'all got to do.
Just do what you do. I ain't mad at it. I love all the fucking movies that y'all have done. I thought they were great.
You're definitely in the minority with that.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were great. They do have their flaws. Definitely. I ain't saying that they were perfect, but I thought they were great movies. You know what I'm saying? And people were nitpicking at a lot of shit that, like, I can understand some things that people were shitting on, but I also didn't understand some of the things they were shitting on, because they're like, come on. Like, the whole Martha thing, I got it, but I also could see, like, you also had to read the character. Like, Bruce Wayne, his reaction isn't just, what, your mom's named Martha? That's not his reaction. His reaction is like, you're more human than I expected.
Right, of course. That's what it was.
But people fucking troll that shit.
No, they trolled it because they wanted it to be a little bit.
They want to be a dick. There's a lot of Marvel fans that were doing that. Hey,
I think people just upset that they didn't think of that first. But
that too.
Yeah, I think
it was right there in everyone's face. For
nobody's seen it
forever.
Yeah, nobody's seen that.
Not even comics made that the reason. You know?
Yeah, for real.
I mean, it's like that. It's crazy.
Right.
So, I mean, he saw something that no one else saw. Why not use?
I just think that they were just like upset that it was like war. And then it was like, but our moms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's what people
wanted, because it's called Batman vs. Superman, and people wanted a whole movie of them fighting each other.
Right.
But, they had a villain that, there
was about 10-15 minutes.
It is a case of Marvel, of DC trying to keep up with Marvel, because
I think they're trying to start too quick.
Yeah, they did put a lot together, but it wasn't done great, but it wasn't done horrible.
No, it wasn't done horrible.
It wasn't done horrible. You can still enjoy the movie.
Right.
It ain't something that you could be like, you killed it. I hate this movie. And there's a lot of people that did that, and it's like,
first off, who the fuck expected Batman and Superman to fight the entire movie? Right? Like, you know that Batman vs. Superman you know that
Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice. You know that they're the Justice League. You know that that's what all that's for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that that's leading up to that. Why would you expect them to fight the whole? You know they were going to click up.
Exactly.
Even without seeing the trailer where they did click up in the trailer, which I don't feel like they should have put that out there. Like that.
Yeah.
That kind of fucked it up for me.
Showing,
you know what I'm saying? Just show me like them hating each other in the trailers until I see it.
And I think they learned from their mistake, and they showed it great in this Justice League. They didn't give away too much. They showed the villain like
they definitely didn't give away too much,
but they did it great. Like, I mean, it looks amazing. And the storyline is there's a lot of filler that we don't know still. Like, they left a lot of questions. They didn't just leave a lot. They didn't leave answers. Like the Batman v Superman trailers, I didn't like them because they left too many answers, not questions. Where it was like, well, damn, okay, I know this now. You kind of knew a lot of the plot, but at the same time, I kind of already knew it. You know what's going to happen, like you said. Who expected it to be a whole? No, you know what's going to happen. They're going to fight, and people knew it would be Doomsday. They just didn't know how it was going to look, and then they showed it, and I didn't like that either because they gave away too much. They did, but they learned. Look at this trailer, phenomenal. Fucking looks great. Didn't give away too much. A lot of
like you said, only time will tell.
A lot of people are speculating who's that at the end talking to Alfred. You know,
yeah.
We'll
see.
We shall see.
We shall see.
A little tangent right there.
Right. You definitely went on a little rant.
We both did it.
You went more on a rant. Over. You were like, yo, fuck this shit.
I gotta let
hate my DC shit.
Don't hate. Fucking enjoy it as a DC fan enjoys a Marvel movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking hate on DC just because you're a Marvel fan. And don't hate on it just because you hate Zack Snyder. Like, just fucking don't hate a movie because of the director. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's a lot of actors putting in a lot of hard work.
All day,
you know what I'm saying? That the director has nothing to do with. They're putting they're doing their job.
Right.
And, you know, they're trying to make it the best thing they can. And if it's not their fault that who gets the director's seat, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
If you're a Zack Snyder hater, you know, deal with it.
Deal with it.
And
yes,
plus,
sir.
Joss Whedon took over, so be happy.
Right. We gonna get up out of here, man. We done did a long podcast for y'all.
Yeah, we did.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, the iHeartRadio app, YouTube,
and get the notification button.
That's right.
This so you know immediately.
Right. If you feel some type of way about some of the opinions we got, you can always comment on YouTube because we will answer back, and you can send me an email, bentrillmatic@gmail.com. And
being Trillmatic.
Yeah, let me know how you really feel, fam.
Let the truth be told.
Let the truth be told. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna roll up out this thing. Know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about
deuces.
R.I.P. DJ Screw.
Thanks for listening to the Truth Be Told podcast. Be sure to subscribe and log on to Trillmatic.com for the latest in underground music, film, fashion, and more.